Okay, now some general, let's say, tips and tricks, what I know or what I've noticed, and so some let's say share of knowledge, right? So when you dispense, what is important is when you start pouring, have a look at this line here, okay? If there are all the gas bubbles, if there are no gas bubbles visible, that's all good, right? So then it's all dissolved. All the product, all the gas is dissolved in the product line. So when it comes to spitting at the faucet or something like this, like splash splash, it's something because the cooler is not strong enough, the temperature is high or whatever. So important is it comes out here with a dissolved gas, okay? When you pour too fast, I make now really a fast pour, you see that this tank is getting empty and the pump cannot bring enough product, right, in this speed. So, and what we see now here, what we can see now, bubbles, 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 and then of course also here bubbles, bubbles, bubbles. So slow down the speed in such a scenario, make it slower, or even close the tap. And then the system will recover. Okay, generally I would say 2 liters per minute is a good flow rate, something that can handle the unit. If it's, let's see what we have currently, we are at 3 liters, that's too fast. We still have to slow down. Okay. Okay, we are at 1.8 liters now. Still a little bit. I mean, here this is full of CO2 now, and it has to redissolve into the liquid now. All right, so it takes a little bit of time, but there's a kind of a balance. If you are too fast, then you will empty this circulation tank and you have spitting. But you can identify it through seeing the bubbles here. The other point is when the intake temperature of the liquid is too high. Right here it's summer. We have pretty warm water. You're coming from the tap itself, from the faucet, and so the liquid that goes, or the water that goes in here has around 20 degrees. That's pretty warm. We still can handle it, but with cocktails probably it's a challenge, right? So I would recommend to have a lower temperature. As I said, 20 is still doable, but then the flow rate will not be that high. Yeah? So it's always, it will give the right amount of gas, but it will not dissolve anymore if it's too warm. But you can always see it. If this here is getting empty, right, then it's a sign that you are overdriving the whole system. So, what else? When you change the pressure, we have a pressure here now of 8 bar. Okay, or let's say 7.5 bar. You can even go. It doesn't matter, the unit will self-adapt. If you change the pressure, it will always calculate the right amount of gas mass that it needs, independent from the pressure. Just you have to make sure that the pressure is high enough to be injected on the liquid side. So in generally, I would say you need 1.5 bar higher gas pressure than you have as a target liquid pressure here. So, some words to the cooling system. That's really, I mean, the carbonation, okay, we have this, it's dissolved here, the liquid is there, but if you can pour it on the tap, that also depends if you are able to bring down the temperature or if the whole temperature is cold enough. My experience with such dispensers are it's working for a few glasses, okay, then it's not strong enough to keep with a constant demand. Maybe such under-counter coolers are with ice banks are a better way to operate. It depends also on the liquid. It depends on the amount of CO2 that you want to dose in, and yeah, you can play with it a little bit. I will make another video for keg filling. I will do this tomorrow. At this stage, I wanted to give you just some how to start playing with the whole system. Thanks. Bye.